Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 20th to the 30th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if you resonate with this reading, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Pisces, November 20th to the 30th, 2021 Pisces, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy, and we have the Fool. So if we have Scorpio within our natal chart, we're going to find it comes through very powerfully at our root during this time. Or if we have Scorpios within our lives, they just come through very powerfully at the very foundation of us. They can really shake us up too. Then we have the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords. We're taking on a lot emotionally here. Let's look at our emotional self. We have the Ace of Cups, a gift just from us. The the Knight of Pentacles, and the Moon, which represents us in the Major Arcana. So the Moon comes through Pisces, and this is the very essence of us in the Major Arcana, really coming through. We're represented by the Cups in the Minor Arcana, by the Moon in the Major Arcana. In the public arena, we have the Hangman, and we have Judgment. We don't see things the same way as everybody else. And we can feel judged because of that. That's going to be something we need to be aware of. But we're also going to find that as we don't see things the same way, as we kind of step out of this limbo that we've been in for quite some time, we start to find ourselves more and more. So that's really quite beautiful. We then have our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It's Aquarius energy. We need to be mindful of our dreams. We need to be mindful of getting caught up in somebody else's dream. And we need to just be aware that not everything is going to be as it seems at this time. It brings us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Communication. This is the throat chakra. We need to communicate to ourselves and to others what we want. But this is going to be a really strong communication between us and our spirit guides, us and our angels, us and our divine self that lives within. It's like I need to state what I want so that I can get it. And then we find that we're communicating with the world, but in a way that really doesn't need words. And that's going to be really beautiful. We have the Death card. We have the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. We also have a sense of things transforming, us rising like the phoenix from ashes, us also really embracing the fact that we're connecting with the world in a very different way. And we're not the same person that we were when we started this journey. If we've ever raised children or, watched children grow, they have a core personality, right? We have all a core personality, but it evolves and we become ourselves throughout time. And sometimes we look back at the child who was 5 and now is an adult and we think, how did you get to be there? And so here we're looking at the transformation of ourselves and not holding ourselves to the dreams and expectations that we had when we were little, when we didn't know really what life was, because it was all abstract. We didn't really know about failures. We really didn't know that things wouldn't go the way that we imagined. And so here we're letting go of the time frame that we set for ourselves when we were 15 years old or however old, where 25 was ancient. And now we're stepping into a sense of, I need to achieve what I need to achieve, but I also need to honor, understand, and mourn and respect the journey that I've been on. And it brings us to the Fool. It brings us to being able to walk forward and connecting with the mystery of the unknown, connecting with a path that we don't always see, and connecting with the fact that it's foolish to follow your dreams. And people will balk at us and laugh at us, but we get to be those fools. We get to embrace that beauty. And every single hero first starts off as a fool. And that's going to be something that we kind of use as a mantra during this time, is that if I am going to be the hero of my story, people are going to look at me as if I'm a fool at times. And it moves us to the 3 of Swords. It really has us looking at a lot of the hurt and the pain that we carry within us, a lot of the things that have scarred us that feel like open wounds. And this is a time where we name it, because when we name it, we claim it. When we name it, we take away its power over us, and we start to see it for what it is. And this could be a process, and this usually is a process. As we say what we're afraid of, as we say the hurt and the pain that it makes us feel, we step into ourselves more, and we release the swords, we release the gushing pain, and we embrace the beauty that is us, and we embrace the power of why we're here. Excuse me, as I take a sip of water. This moves us to the 10 of Swords. This moves us to looking at a decade of hurt and pain and disappointment, of anger and upset, and just a sense of, I can't. Excuse me. Thinking, I can't do this, I can't move forward the way that I need to, I can't be what I want to be. And what we're going to see here with the 10 of Swords is that we're actually taking the swords out of our backs. And it's the things over the years that have made us see ourselves more, that have made us connect with ourselves, that have made us understand ourselves. And those become our weapons. That becomes the beauty that we use to move forward and say, this is me, this is what I want from life. I've been through life, I've seen it, I understand it, and now I'm embracing the power and the tenacity and the brilliance that is me. And it moves us to the Ace of Cups. It moves us to God's Source Spirit after all this realization of pain, after the darkness before the dawn, after the naming of the things that have brought us to our knees and that come up in the most inopportune moments to tell us again that we're not worthy of success, that we're not worthy of bounty or love or any of the other things that we want within our lives. And then the Ace of Cups comes and it washes away all that hurt. It takes all that pain, and it can be a very sensitive time. When the Ace of Cups comes up, we can feel like crying more often than we want to. We can feel as if, we tried to do everything right, and yet we just couldn't. We just couldn't embrace what we needed at that time. And now we're starting to see our hearts purging, our hearts releasing. And as our hearts release, we step more and more into ourselves. We also see that it's a slow and steady journey towards success, towards bounty, towards abundance, towards wealth. And that's what we're on. We're needing to be patient with the way that we are building our wealth, with the way that we are moving forward towards wealth, and with the bounty that gets to be a part of us. It brings us to the moon. It brings us to the very essence of ourselves moving forward. It brings us to facing fears and seeing mysteries, to looking at things in a way that others just haven't seen it before. And now we get to spread our wings and fly. Now we get to embrace ourselves and understand. Everything becomes new. Everything becomes different. And it's because we're looking at our wealth, not as I had to follow this timeline, but as something that we are setting down in a foundation and on a foundation that is absolute stone, that is absolute, steady, and stable, and abundant. And it has us looking at our fears. It has us looking at the essence of ourselves, and when we don't trust ourselves, and when we're, overwhelmed by things. And it has us understanding that there will always be fear. And actually, excuse me, we can incorporate that fear into the beauty that we're bringing forward into the world, into the way that we see things, because we're not so unique that nobody sees it the same way that we do. And if we start to humanize things, if we start to say, well, it's okay to feel this way, and it's okay to doubt, and it's okay to be overwhelmed, all of a sudden, people start to connect. People start to look at that human element, and it leads us to the hangman. We're not seeing things the same way as everybody else. We can feel in limbo because of that. We can feel as if we don't quite fit in and we don't know why. But it's because we're not meant to fit in, we're meant to stand out. We're meant to be ourselves. And that is something that's terrifying, but that is also something that's beautiful. And so this is going to be a time where we're releasing so much that has held us back. This is like pulling back the string to be able to launch the bullseye, right? To be able to shoot the arrow. And so here, as we're looking at it differently, we're going to think, oh, I should be like everybody else. And what Spirit's saying is no. The healing that we're going through, the admission of pain and hurt and despair that we're doing during this time, and there's release of it, that changes the game. And it changes what we're going after. It also changes how we're going after it. And it moves us to judgment. It moves us to stepping out of the box. It moves us to forgiving ourselves for whatever things we think we did wrong. And it moves us to just transforming, to just being able to become so much more than we thought. And the box could have been something we put ourselves in to say, this is what success looks like. We saw it on TV, we read it in a book, we see it in magazines. This is success. And yet, that is a world's idea of success. Or that is one person's idea of success that gets to control the narrative. Our success gets to be for us. It doesn't have to look like everybody else's success. It can be messy, it can be beautiful, it can be intense, and it can be very personal and private. And we are embracing just this huge and brilliant change to this time and to the way that we're moving forward. Not only in the month of December, but for the next year that's coming. And it moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's saying here that not all answers are the answers that we need to listen to. People find their way, right? And they say, oh, this worked for me. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for us. And we can tend to think we're failures. Like, oh my gosh, it didn't work for me. Can't believe it. And what Spirit's saying here is that everybody's road is different. Embrace the difference. Especially during this time. It's going to be so important for us. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is the Sahasrara chakra, located 6 inches above our crown. This is angels and masters. Our angels are protecting us. Divinity is walking with us. Our subconscious rooted energy is the devil, Capricorn energy. But we're facing demons during this time, and we're telling them that they don't get to have this power over us. This is addictions. This is poor coping mechanisms that we developed when we were little. This is, everything that we think is inadequate about ourselves. Everything that is making us shackled and chained to being small and to being quiet within our own lives. And we're saying, no, I'm done with it. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, and that's the sun. After all this pain, subconsciously, we are shining as bright as the sun. So which means people will take us by eyes, which means people will see us and not fully understand the brilliance and the beauty and just say, I want that for me. And if you have that, then I can't. And this is going to be a time where everybody can shine. But do not give away this sun. Do not give away this beauty, because others are jealous and others are petty. This is a time where, as we look at the pain that has held us back, as we look at the hurt that has helped shape us to who we are, we let ourselves be brilliant and blaze with the beauty of the sun within. The sun and the moon. We have the cosmos on our side. The heavens are calling us forward. It moves us. We even have the star. It's like be wary of the star that we follow. Follow the light of the moon. Follow the light of the sun. Our subconscious emotional self is the horned one, which is the devil coming through again. We're facing these demons, and we're going to see that the light is shining through, even though it's been obscured by fog. we're going to see that we are protected, and we're going to see that we are connecting with the earth in a very real and a very powerful way. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self, and it's the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If we have fire sign energy in our chart or are born on the cusp with Aries, this shines within us. We're going to have this fire, this passion that needs to be seen, that needs to be heard. We're going to have this need for beauty and expression. And it's going to let us move forward in a very, very driven way. This is going to be a very driven time because we're setting up the foundation for something great. And that's why we have to be patient, because things will be revealing themselves, but not as quickly as we want them to, and not necessarily in the way that we thought it was going to happen. This is a time where we're deeply connected with our career or our outlet of creativity, and we need to let ourselves embrace it and shine with it. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces.